Hey, my home cooking friends! Chile Verde is one of my favorite Mexican food dishes, and today I'm going to share my easy one-pot variation with you. Chile Verde is made with pork that is simmered in a tomatillo and green pepper sauce until it's super tender. The problem is that I don't usually have tomatillos on hand, so I'm going to show you my easy trick to get away without the fresh tomatillos and still have an amazing Chile Verde. If you're a subscriber to our channel, then you probably already know that I love a good chili recipe, and this one is no exception. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and take a second, hit that subscribe button, and here we go. Stick around, I'm going to show you how we throw together this easy one-pot Chile Verde. So we're going to start with a must-have for Chile Verde, green chili peppers. You can use really any kind that you have. Today I'm using a poblano along with an anaheim pepper and also a half of a green bell pepper that I happen to have left over in the fridge. What I love about this recipe is that it's super flexible and you can really use any kind of peppers that you like or have on hand. I don't always have poblanos and anaheims, and I have made this before with just green bell pepper, and it comes out great just that way too. So feel free to use what you have. So we're going to take just a minute to chop these all up nice and small, and we'll set them aside. Next, we'll chop up one large yellow onion. And now for our meat, I'm going to be using some boneless country pork ribs. I like to use about 3 pounds or so of meat in this recipe, but again, it's super flexible. If you have a little more or a little less, don't worry about it, use what you have. I'm just going to trim some of the larger fat chunks off here. Then we'll transfer our meat to a large bowl. We'll season it up with some black pepper, some garlic powder, and some of your favorite all-purpose seasoning. I like to use Slap Ya Mama or Tony's Creole seasoning are some of my favorites, but use whatever your favorite is. Something that has some salt in it is great. We'll give that a quick stir just to incorporate all of our seasonings. We'll add about half a cup of all-purpose flour, and again we'll give it a stir to completely coat our meat. And then we are ready to start cooking. In a large pot over a high heat, we'll heat up a heaping tablespoon of whatever grease you like. I'm going to use bacon grease today, but you could use vegetable oil or olive oil. Pick your favorite. And then we'll add in some of our pork chunks, trying to strain out any extra flour that might be sitting around in that bowl. And we'll quickly brown it on all sides. Depending on the size of your pot and the amount of meat that you're doing, you might want to do this in a couple batches. When your meat is nicely browned, we'll just remove it from the pot and set it aside. And returning our pot to the stove, we'll cook up our veggies. We'll start with our chopped up onion and add in all of our peppers. And we'll cook these over a pretty high heat until they develop some nice color. Once our onions are translucent, we've gotten some nice color on our onions and peppers, we'll add in about 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and we'll give that a stir, letting it cook a minute more. And now we'll return our browned pork to the pot. And we'll add in the rest of our ingredients as well. We'll add 2 cups of water. And now here is my little trick that I mentioned for making our chili verde without fresh tomatillos. We're going to use a 28-ounce can of mild green enchilada sauce, as well as a small can of salsa verde, which is about 7.7 ounces. These already have tomatillos along with other green peppers and things in them, so it's a great way to give your chili verde a simple flavor boost. So we'll just add both of those cans in. And along with it, we're going to add some dried cilantro. Again, fresh cilantro isn't something I always have, so I like to keep the dried stuff on hand. I'll add a ½ teaspoon of our dried cilantro. Next, I'll add about 1½ teaspoons of Mexican oregano, a couple dashes of paprika, and my favorite thing to use is better than bouillon. It is a wet chicken bouillon rather than a dry powder, and it adds great flavor to lots of different dishes, so I always have this in our fridge. I'll add 2 teaspoons of our chicken bouillon and then give this all a stir together. Now pop your lid on and we're going to let this simmer away for a while. After an hour, I'm going to check on it, give it a little stir. And now I'm going to make a slurry using some maseca. Maseca is an instant corn masa flour, and it's going to help thicken up our stew a bit, but it's also going to give it a great hint of a mild sweet corn flavor. I'll take about ½ cup or so of water and add in 2 good tablespoons of our maseca and stir it together to make a quick little slurry. Then we'll pour this into our chili verde, give it another stir around to incorporate. And then we'll pop that lid back on to let it simmer for another ½ hour. We are almost there. Let's check on our chili verde. It's looking good. It's smelling amazing. I want my sauce to thicken up just a little bit more, so I'm going to let this continue simmering another ½ hour or so with the lid off. This pork is so tender and flavorful. I can't wait to get into this. All that's left to do now is serve it up and enjoy. There are so many different ways to enjoy this chili verde. I'll often just serve it up on a plate with a side of rice and beans and warm tortillas. It also makes an amazing burrito filling. It's really versatile and really delicious no matter how you have it. However you serve it, I hope you enjoy this easy one-pot chili verde recipe. If you are not yet subscribed to our channel, I invite you to do so. Just click the subscribe button down below to follow along with us on all of our cooking adventures. I wish you an amazing day and happy home cooking!